生通报情况。
Mr. President, in 1 week, we will mark 3 tragic years since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, launched in violation of the UN Charter and international law. The invasion represented an inexcusable escalation of the conflict that started in 2014, with the attempted illegal annexation by the Russian Federation of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and the city of Sevastopol, Ukraine, followed by the outbreak of fighting in the regions of Donetsk and Luhansk in the east of Ukraine. Civilian casualties continue to rise. The global impact of the war continues to be felt far beyond Ukraine. In this context, today's 10-year anniversary of Security Council Resolution 2202 that called for the full implementation of the now defunct Minsk Agreements is an opportunity to recall past diplomatic efforts towards de-escalation and the peaceful settlement of the conflict. It also invites reflection on what happens when peacemaking fails. Since the beginning of the conflict, the United Nations has remained fully committed to the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of Ukraine within its internationally recognized borders. Over the past 10 years, while not directly involved, the United Nations has consistently supported the various diplomatic processes and mechanisms aimed at restoring the peace and security of Ukraine. These included efforts led by the Normandy format countries and by the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, in the Trilateral Contact Group, focusing on the implementation of the 2014 and 2015 Minsk Agreements. In line with Chapter 8 of the United Nations Charter, we made available our expertise and international experience to the OSCE and its Special Monitoring Mission, SMM, in areas such as ceasefire monitoring and women, peace and security. We commend the dedication of the professionals who served with the OSCE's Special Monitoring Mission. For 8 difficult years, they played a crucial role in monitoring and reporting ceasefire violations. They helped maintain dialogue to reduce tensions and prevent escalation. We reiterate our gratitude to the OSCE and the SMM for the constructive cooperation over the years. As underlined in the Pact for the Future, the role of regional and sub-regional organizations in diplomacy, mediation, and the pacific settlement of disputes remain essential. In Europe, this is particularly relevant for the OSCE on the 50th anniversary of its founding document, the Helsinki Accords. Mr. President, it is important to consider some of the key lessons of the past 10 years of conflict and peacemaking in order to succeed in ensuring a just, lasting, and comprehensive peace in Ukraine. The Secretary General has underlined time and again that any peaceful settlement must respect the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of Ukraine in line with the UN Charter, international law, and resolutions of the General Assembly. In the Pact for the Future, Member States recommitted to the promotion of cooperation and understanding between states to diffuse tensions, seek pacific settlement of disputes, and resolve conflicts. This approach must also apply to put an end to the war in Ukraine. The United Nations encourages dialogue among all stakeholders and welcomes all genuine efforts and initiatives with the full participation of Ukraine and the Russian Federation that would alleviate the impact of the war on civilians and de-escalate the conflict. The Minsk Agreements have taught us that agreeing on a ceasefire or the signing of an agreement alone do not ensure a durable end to the violence. Ensuring that the conflict does not reoccur and does not escalate will require genuine political will and understanding of its multidimensional complexity for Ukraine and for the region. Mr. President, we renew our appeal of 10 years ago for all stakeholders to step up their efforts to end the fighting. We reiterate the Secretary General's call on all countries to help prepare the ground for a just peace. And we stand ready to use our good offices and to make available all our tools and experience in support of such efforts. Thank you.
我感谢严恰先生的通报。